What we're going to be looking at today is the VMAX 8TB 2.5 SATA III SSD. Now, the reason why I got this is because I'm a big fan of this guy. Now, keep in mind that with some SSDs and NVMEs, but today we're going to be talking about SSDs, you have two different types of technology. You have a QLC and a TLC. Now, this is a QLC. Basically, what a QLC is, it's designed for really higher capacities, media storage, something that you're not going to activate all the time and try to execute a file. It's just designed really for storage versus TLC, which it's honestly, I've read two websites that show this as a TLC, but I doubt it at 8 terabytes, considering you can't even find SSDs that are an 8 terabyte except for these, which essentially I think Samsung has them labeled as discontinued. We've kind of moved on to NVMEs. Now, that being said, I found this dude for $800. That is absolutely ridiculous. Reason why I got this because no one else has a review of this, and I said, how bad can it truly be? Most people will not use an 8 terabyte SSD. It's not really needed. And most people won't get an 8 terabyte SSD to fill up their storage with it. However, I will because I like the speeds. HDD, I really do notice the speeds. And for someone like me who goes on a server a lot to access a lot of the files, I need that speed, and HDDs just don't give it to me. So what we're going to be comparing is the speed of these two. I can't find much on this company. I've been to the website. I've never heard of them before. And if you look at a lot of these stats, they're very similar to the stats of this guy. And we're not going to get into why you don't want to use SSDs on a server. We're just saying, what is this all about? Is it any good? So let's open it up and let's see what's inside of the box. $800. Oh, man. Even new, I could find these for $630. So you have a sticker that's on there. You would think that that's laser etched or something. I'm kind of interested as to what's underneath it. We do have a sticker on the top of this. It'd be funny if we just peeled it off and it said Samsung, but you can see that even the casing is a different color. And I guess I could open it up to figure out what it is, but I have no idea what I'm looking at. We're going to be using a Cable Matters USB-C Gen 2 to 2.5 SATA SSD adapter, so it should just give us kind of a rough estimate as to what kind of speeds we're working with here. Now, first off, when I plugged it in, it did not recognize it, but you'll see that it is picking up at an 8 terabyte, so if we close that out. Okay, we're going to be testing this with a 3 gig file, and let's check those speed tests. On the VMAX, you're going to see 434 write and 381 read. And now we're going to be testing the Samsung with the same size file. As you can see, it does perform much worse than that of the VMAX. So now comparing them side by side, you saw that the VMAX actually had a very good sustainable write and read. Versus on the QVO, you saw that the read was always good, but the write was just as the files got larger and, well, not necessarily larger, but there was higher res codecs in it, that there was more data to compress, that the QVO actually performed worse. So do I feel like this is worth $800? Honestly, no. I would tell you to go out and go get, honestly, I would tell you, find a system to use all NVMEs, but if you have to use SSDs, honestly, these are just easier to find and they're not as expensive as this. So I would just go with the Samsungs. But if it's something that you care a lot, this might be TLC technology versus this, we know that it is not. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the purchase. I'm surprised that no one else has done a review on this, but no one's going to risk wasting $800 on a product that nobody else is talking about. So all in all, if you're interested in it, I'll leave a link in the description down below, and then you're able to pick this up from Amazon.